really, really good to see everybody. And I'm so glad that you could join us today. So just a little bit about how we work. I think I know everyone in the room, or I've definitely met you before. Jane Moore is from Out of Box Thinking. And some of you have been in a training workshop with me this week. And what we do is, since we started lockdown, we started doing these video interviews with people just to be able to add value to our industry. And the pandemic passed and we thought, let's carry on. So I'm really excited today because Jonathan is one of those people who I've wanted to interview for a while, and I see him almost every day because he shares the same offsite office as we have, which happens to be Alchemy Coffee Roasters down the road. So Jonathan is one of those people who is always busy. He's always one of those people who I hear on a call and then he's off a call and then he's in with a client, and he's somebody who almost seamlessly has a conversation with you. And every time I have a conversation with him, I learn something new. So I'm really excited and grateful that he said, yes, he would be willing to share some of his expertise with all of us today. And I know this AI topic is such a hot topic and everybody is talking about it. And I know from different messages from those of you who are in our room, some of you have joined because this is your thing and you're good at AI and you're good at automation and tech and all of those things. And some of you have messaged and said, oh my goodness, I know nothing about this, but that's why I'm joining. So we've got a whole range in our room today. If you want to know more about future workshops, I'll put all of the posts in our chat box. But today we said what we would do is we would talk about using AI in interviews. And I know that's really where I play mostly. I'm always training companies on how to hire the right people, and I'm training people on how to succeed in interviews. But let me just say up front, it will not be bracketed to interviews only today, because I know a lot of us are in the recruitment business and some in other businesses also. So a lot of it is about how to use AI in whichever business we're in to help us be more productive. And that's why I'm excited about hearing Jonathan or Jonathan speak, because he's got extensive information and knowledge about this, and he's finding out new stuff all the time. So I'm going to let him actually tell us a little bit more about what his job involves. So welcome, Jonathan. We would love to hear.
Nice to meet you all. I started off building my own fashion portal online, and through that I learned a lot about the digital industry, which by default turned into a digital agency. Through having a digital agency, I began consulting to companies on digital strategies, how to grow their businesses, and across e-commerce, finance companies, a broad spectrum. How I come across all these AI products is because I'm in the digital world all day, and I come across various products that can make my life easier, and how I can assist clients with technology. So that's how I got into the industry. It wasn't, I didn't really plan to start an agency, but it happened by default because of the knowledge I learned from building a fashion online business. And when COVID hit, the whole digital world exploded, and I just started getting phone calls from so many various kinds of industries and people, and it really was good for my industry. And since then, last year, like Web3 was a trend, and on November the 22nd, AI came into the world through OpenAI, and they launched ChatGPT. But in reality, AI has been in existence before that, but I didn't realize how effective and how it's going to impact our lives on a daily basis AI really has, until I started using ChatGPT. And from ChatGPT, what's happened is there are so many companies around the world that have launched various thousands of AI products that assist in all kinds of industries. Recruitment industry, like what you're in, but it's a broad base of industries that AI assists, and people have launched businesses through AI using APIs from companies and renaming it and integrating into their websites, and started selling AI products.
Yeah, I love that, Jonathan, because I think some of the talk has been people feel threatened by AI. There's been talk of, oh, is it going to take my job? But I think what you're saying is it's going to help people be more productive. We can't get away from it. So I'm glad you learn more about it. Yeah,
exactly. I heard a guy say the other day on a YouTube channel that AI is not going to replace people. It's people who learn the AI technology are going to replace people who don't. You know, it's a natural evolution of technology to make you more productive as a worker or as a business owner, whatever you want to use it for.
Yes, no, I love that. So can you tell us a little bit more about a digital strategist and what exactly you do in that role, how that helps businesses?
Well, I could go into a company that's got a website, and if they actually spending money through PPC or through SEO or wherever they're spending their money, I'll be able to tell them within an hour if I can increase their revenue or not, or increase their leads or not. Like I said earlier, when the pandemic hit, everyone went digital. And because it happened so quickly, a lot of companies actually went digital, but they didn't actually know what they're looking for. And they made a lot of mistakes, and everyone made mistakes. And there's a lot of spillage when it comes to spend. So what I could do, I could go into a company and I would, like I said, within an hour, tell the client if I can increase their revenue or not. And if I can, I will tell them how it would be done. And there's always monitoring systems, because when you're spending money online, you need to be able to track your spend and make sure that it's converting into profit on a daily basis and for all campaigns. You know, when you're seeing a campaign on Facebook or Google or Twitter or TikTok, you can track that particular campaign to see if that campaign is got a good ROI or not. And the client needs to have that information on a screen at their disposal at all times. So that's what I would do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think really useful if I think about the recruitment industry specifically. Sometimes consultants are wanting to share job ads or add value to their target market, either on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or wherever. But sometimes people kind of post and hope that the target market is seeing that, but aren't always sure about who it's reaching, how many are reached. Yeah.
100%. Every industry is trackable. So in recruitment, if you're looking for companies to contact you, you can work out how much you've spent to get those companies to contact you. Or if you're looking for people who want to get jobs, you can work out how many people have contacted you for jobs through particular campaigns and what you spend to get that amount of people.
Exactly, because I think that helps in terms of, should I spend more? Should I spend less? Is this worthwhile? Yeah.
Exactly.
But now, Jonathan, I feel like there's so much out there and there's so much talk about AI and different tools. So if I am in the business of recruitment or interviewing, whether I'm a company or a recruitment consultancy, where do I start to find these tools and to use them to my advantage to make me more productive?
Well, there's so many tools, and it's very industry specific. So if I'm giving you an example for an agency, a digital agency, how I would use AI tools. First of all, on social media management, there's tools that you can use for copywriting. Then there's SEO. There's AI tools that are brilliant for SEO. AI has taken SEO to a new level because you can create content and write content so much quicker. It's not going to take away your skill, because you still got to revise the content. You can change the content, but it just takes the tedious process away of actually typing the content yourself.
Yes.
AI for video editing and video making for companies. You can literally type a concept text, and that will turn it into a video. You can go to ChatGPT, you can ask it for an idea for a video for your industry. It will give you the whole script. You can take that script, go into a platform called InVideo, and it will create a video for you. It's not going to take the video editing industry away. It just makes their jobs a lot quicker and easier and more productive.
Okay, so say for example, and I remember, you know, sitting next to you in the coffee shop, and you were showing me ChatGPT shortly after it came out, and I think we've even been sharing that. Estelle Faria, I don't know if she's with us today. She wanted to join us. We were facilitating an ad writing training workshop in conjunction with APSO, and I think so many of the companies that I'm talking to are excited about that, because they don't have to, in fact, here comes Alzit, because they don't have to now think about the copy from scratch. So as you say, it's not replacing someone's mind, but it's getting that initial content that you can then work with and tailor and tweak to be able to meet your needs. Exactly.
It's assisting, and it's making you a lot more productive. It's giving people that, I know you work in recruitment, but a person that's a small business owner, or a person who wants to start a business, who lives in a township, or it's empowering them, because they can do a lot more now that they weren't able to do, because most processes were very tedious. It takes that time away and lets them focus on marketing their business and getting out there more, because it really has sped up all industries in many different aspects.
No, absolutely. So, Jonathan, I know, as we said, there's a range of people who are visiting with us today and who are interested in this topic. And something that I find helpful is the visual side of actually seeing how does something work. So there are people in the room who will have seen certain tools, and people who have not seen any before. So maybe could you start off just by showing us, for example, how something like ChatGPT could help you write an ad, and how you could convert that into a video. Well, I know you were showing me one earlier on how to send messages to candidates on LinkedIn. So that would be so helpful.
Okay, let me just, will you allow me to share my screen there?
Yeah, please do share your screen. And then also, it says you can, is it not letting you?
I'll tell you now, I've just got to respond to someone. No, it says it's disabled.
Oh, well, that's a faux pas on my side. Sorry about that. Maybe if you want to send me the link, I can share that in the meantime, because I think I'd have to enable it.
Yeah, I can share that. It's done.
Okay,
it's
awesome.
Working.
And please, if anyone has questions, please pop them in the chat box, and we'll give you a chance to also ask questions afterwards.
All right, so let's go. I mean, is anyone want to ask ChatGPT something, or should I just type? Can you see my screen there, Jane?
Yeah, can see it. So YouTube video short idea.
For recruitment, right there. So I'm going to have to go onto a chat that I've already done, because sometimes ChatGPT, if you don't upgrade, there's so many users, it doesn't let you use it immediately. But there is a backup plan to that. But let me just try again.
Yeah, I have often gone on and then it won't let me. It's too busy. It's at capacity. So you're asking it for text for a video, Jonathan?
Yeah, it will give you a concept, it will give you text. You got to specifically ask it. I see a lot of guys that used ChatGPT. Some of them like ask it like, do you understand afterwards? So it's like talking to a virtual assistant, and it just comes up with things. So here it's coming up with the ideas and the description and so it's an ongoing process. So it will give you the text, and then you can copy some text and say, title, YouTube descriptions for this video. Every industry is very different. So that's an example. Then you could actually take this text.
Yeah, love it.
I'll give you another example. I'll give you a practical example. So I'm just going to start a new chat so it doesn't think I'm on that topic.
But I really like that text already, because sometimes companies and recruiters want to give somebody an idea of what the role looks like in the actual company, or they want to be able to create a job ad through a video, or they want to give them a more practical example of how to join an interview platform, for example.
Exactly.
Yeah, so all of that is wonderful.
I'm just going to show you something else. So here, social media post idea for an optometrist. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so then I would say more hashtags.
Yeah, I love that, because some platforms need more, some need less.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, that just prevents us having to go through all that time of searching trending hashtags, appropriate hashtags. Just makes our lives so much quicker if we're going to be creating ads.
So then let's say I'm going to start posting for a optometrist company. I would go on here, I would copy and I would paste. I would obviously add the extra hashtags, but another AI tool is if I don't like this wording, I can get it rewritten for me in different options.
Yes. Nice. So what are you using to rewrite it for you?
The one I use mainly is called WordTune, but this one's called QuickBot.
Okay.
But I use WordTune predominantly. This one, how I do it is I install the Chrome extensions onto my browser. So I've got a few installed. This one takes over. It's like got to uninstall it to use WordTune, because this one takes over. So there it gives you options to how to rewrite this particular sentence.
Yes.
And then it will go on to the next sentence. You've got to highlight each sentence, and it will give you options for each sentence.
Yeah, I like that, because you can then make it more formal, less formal, expanded, more concise.
Yeah, it rewords your sentences. So you don't need to go into ChatGPT to use this. You can write your own copy, and then this bot will give you different options.
Yes, I've seen this come up. I know you helped me to get this extension on emails and anything else like that. WordTune is very useful. Jonathan, I know you were on Publer. I don't know if everybody is familiar with Publer and what you use it for. Can you just share a bit about that, please?
It's just a social media management tool that publishes to all your platforms from one dashboard. So it integrates into Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, Pinterest, whatever, wherever your social media presence is. There's a lot of these kinds of platforms. They're also starting to integrate AI into their platforms. So what's happening with AI, like Canva, Publer, all these social media management tools, what they're doing is they're building that quick bot system into their platform, so it will be there for you, so you won't have to use a Chrome extension. They all integrate AI into their platforms.
Awesome.
But Pabla hasn't yet. That's why I use a Chrome extension.
I think there's another one, Buffer, that we were discussing, and I know LZ uses. I think LZ mentioned the other day, Buffer has already integrated that in.
Yeah, possibly. There are a few AI social media management tools that are built just on AI, but it's going to be challenging for them, because all these guys that have got existing clients, they can just use an API and offer that service to the existing clients. The other thing that I can show you is a platform called Synthesia, which if I'm doing an ad on Facebook for a client, I could choose a character and I can make that character, it's text to video, and that character says what you wanted to say. So I can just show you an example. Are you still seeing my screen?
Yeah, love it.
So I would log into Synthesia. I would choose my character, what they look like, age, whatever, what they're wearing, and I would type the script I want my character to say, and you choose the specific voice you want it to sound like, and there you choose the background, and you create your video, and it will come out something like this. So yeah, that's something else that I use. You create a lot of videos, not specifically with this one, but there's 3 or 4 platforms that do this. So it takes an image and it's text to it makes your avatar say exactly what you scripted to say.
Really cool. And I think you told me, I don't know whether it's with this one, Jonathan, that you can actually create an avatar of yourself. So if you want to be able to be advertising your role or telling people about your organization, then
yeah, what you could do is you could upload a picture of yourself and make yourself talk. So you would be the avatar. You can even create your own voice. You could use your own voice and make your avatar use your voice, or choose a voice that's available on their platforms.
Yeah, I love that. So I think it's really useful for introductions to interviews or helping people prepare for interviews, and to be able to help candidates feel relaxed so that by the time they meet with you, there's already a sense of rapport and comfort with who you are, and you've shared some information with them that's going to help them in the interview. I think it also allows it to be more of a fair process, because everyone can have access to that same information beforehand. I know there's a lot of talk about actual interviews and video interviews being potentially biased, and I think there's bias in anything, and yeah, video interviews are not free from that. But I know another one that you showed me that was really useful is that one you can use on LinkedIn. I think it was Hire People.
Yeah, are you still seeing my screen?
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is your profile and you're a connection of mine.
Yeah.
I'm obviously not in the recruitment business, but this is a Chrome extension that is built for recruitment. Does everybody understand how to add Chrome extensions to their profile, to their browser?
And I see some shaking heads. So please go ahead and share, Jonathan.
All right, so let me just show you how this particular one works. So this is built for recruitment, and it's so what I've done, I've added it into my Chrome browser through the extensions. You see, these are all my extensions. If I want them to be functional, I have to pin them to my taskbar, which is this. And then I click on them and then I use them. So this one, it's called Hire People, and I've pinned it to my taskbar and I've activated it. Now it's activated into LinkedIn. So if I'm going to ask somebody, I'll just use an example. Can you write me a text that I would type into this, Jane, and I'll put it in here. I'll
sure. I mean, it could be So would this be to me or from me?
No, well, this would be from you, but I'm just acting as you, and I'm sending it to
Okay.
you.
Oh, okay.
In the job.
Please train our hiring managers on how to hire the right people.
Let's say interest. So I just made a typo.
Interested in HR management HR management job. Okay, so you're sending a message.
Sorry, just hang on 1 second.
No problem.
See what, yeah, okay, there. Yeah. Generate something.
So just on the Chrome extensions, Jonathan, I'm just going to share out loud to summarize while you're doing that. You're searching for the tool that you want to use. You're downloading it as a Chrome extension, selecting it and downloading it, and then you're pinning it to your taskbar so that you can use it and access it easily.
Yeah, exactly. So if you go into your Chrome, this is the extension icon. Through this icon, you click on here, it says Manage Extensions. These are all the existing extensions that I'm using. But if you don't have any extensions, you got to click on the little burger menu. You say Open Chrome Web Store. So a Chrome Web Store is exactly like an app store for Apple or for Android. So when people build products, they either build a website, a Chrome extension, or an app. So now I can search on the store for various Chrome extensions. Once I find one that I want to use, what I would do is I click on it. I'm not going to add this one because I'm not going to use it, but you'd put add to Chrome, it downloads, and it would show up here. Then you would have to pin it to your browser. Then it's going to show up here. So you can use this at a click of a Chrome extension. So this is a extension called Dropmark. What I use this for is if I see so much content online all the time, and this allows you to manage what you find on the net. It's like a bookmark manager. It's just I find it easier than bookmarking, and you create your own sections for each product that you want to save. So I'll give you an example of let's say I'm on this website and I want to bookmark it. All I do is I click on this, I say add page. And then I choose which section I want to add it to, and I add it to Dropmark. And then I can come back later and go through the website and see if I would actually want to use it or not. So that's what I would, that's how you add a Chrome extension to your browser.
Very useful.
Yeah, I find a lot of people don't know about Chrome extensions. It's quite weird, but there's a whole world out there of Chrome extensions that make you a lot more productive in every industry.
Yeah, no, I love it. And Jonathan, the LinkedIn hire people, is that working yet?
Let's check if it's working.
So what Jonathan was showing me earlier is you just type in the idea of the message, and this will actually create a personalized message from you to whoever you're sending it to on LinkedIn. Alzette is saying, do the Chrome extensions slow your browser down, Jonathan? Do you know?
No, they don't. But what you should do with all, I don't know why it's not working. I don't know. It's not sure. It's AI. Can't. What it does do, it rewrites it for you, and it puts it into a whole different copy idea. Yeah.
You sent one to Lindy earlier.
Yes, maybe I can. I didn't actually send it. Sorry, it's not working. I don't know why.
Okay.
So yes, what were you saying before that, Jane?
Does it slow down your browser?
No, it doesn't. But like I actually showed you what to do, what everyone needs to do with Chrome is to secure their browser with a Google Authenticator, so that that if somebody's trying to hack your browser, it secures it, because that's where a lot of hacks do happen, is through your extensions.
Yeah, I think that was very useful, that authenticator. Very helpful. Definitely. And there's another question in the chat there, Jonathan, saying, Jane, can you ask Jonathan about the new Bing?
The new Bing, yeah. Well, what's happened with Bing is obviously Microsoft invested into ChatGPT and they own Bing. So they're incorporating ChatGPT into Bing as a natural function. At the moment, Google has launched their own AI service called Bard, which they're going to be integrating into Google. But I use Google, and I've integrated ChatGPT into Google. So I'm not using Bing at the moment, but it's really opened up the search business, because Google, for the first time, it has a bit of a threat because of being owned by Microsoft, incorporating ChatGPT into Bing. And if you watch the CEO of Microsoft talk about it, it's given them a new lease on life for the search market, because it's so powerful. ChatGPT, when it launched, I think they just launched it as a test, but it just went viral. They weren't expecting the uptake like it got. I know that it had like 2 million users it beat all social media platforms in terms of users, and how quickly it got those users. But yeah, Bing is going to be incorporated with ChatGPT, so that it will have a sidebar on the search, which will help you do all the functionalities that ChatGPT do.
Yes. Okay, thank you. So, Jonathan, I know that it always feels like it's running out of time really fast, and I'm excited that everyone could join us today, because I know it's hard to take time out in any piece of life or work at the moment. So I do want to open it up for people to be able to ask questions. And I also feel that this is such an extensive topic. We could talk about it and talk about it. So I really want to make sure that our conversation meets the needs of the people who've joined us today. So let me end off my piece and say thank you so, so much for sharing. And thank you so much for updating us. And so also just for showing us practically how do a couple of these things work. And I'm going to open it up for those of you who want to ask more questions. So please do unmute yourselves and ask questions. What I will do is I will stop the recording, so you don't have to feel like your questions are being recorded for everyone to hear afterwards. But I'm going to put Jonathan's details. It's your website, OneSpot Digital, in the chat box, so that people can contact you afterwards if they want to. And I love that idea, Jonathan, about being able to really see if what you're putting out there is bringing the return that you're wanting, so people can really decide how they want to spend as they're attracting, as they're interviewing, as they're reaching out to their target market. So thank you for that.
Exactly. Pleasure.
So I'm going to stop recording and open it up for questions. Thanks again.